Hello and welcome to Media Maniaxe. I'm Russell Courier.
I'm Extra Point. Hi guys.
We review everything and we're
just crazy enough to do it.
Yes, we are. Now finally get to review one of my favorite TV shows from Cartoon Network, and possibly yours too, Young Justice. One of my favorite shows, all-time shows. It had a great dynamic with Robin and Aqualad and Flash, Kid Flash when it first started out, and adding Miss Martian and all these other characters. And then when season 2 came around, it was just like, wow, this just
dark.
Exactly, dark, gritty, but with morals to the story, and trusting your fellow comrade instead. Relationship
issues.
Hell, I feel like I've learned more in relationships in the show than I have in real life, which is sad to say for me. But anyway, one thing I really like from the start, I did read the Young Justice comic book series, most of it at least, like Sins of Youth, which was one where the kids became adults and the adults became kids, so all the Justice League members are all kids, and Tim Drake and Bart Allen and all of them are all adults. Like you see an adult Robin, adult Impulse and all of them, and it was just one great story. It was Clarion the Witch Boy mixed his magic with technology, and they couldn't change it back or anything like that. It was one of the best things, and when I heard they were doing a Young Justice TV show, I was just like, oh, it's going to be Tim Drake and all of them? No, no. It's different. People totally different. It's the original Robin, Dick Grayson, which is where I'm wearing the shirt from. Calderon Aqualad, which I didn't know about till Brightest Day.
Yeah.
That was a little weirdness. I was just like, where's that guy named Garth with the black hair?
and it was interesting because they had a completely different take on what Aquaman looked like. Yeah,
he's either the clean-shaven, blonde-haired dude with orange and green, or he's like the full-on long hair, spike right hand.
Yeah, like what I'd seen before with previous Justice League movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Justice League TV series. He looked a lot like how he's looking in the new movie series coming up soon, and said they give him more of like just a bearded look and just think the original Aquaman with a beard. That's basically what we got, which it was interesting. And I didn't know much about Tula, Aqua Girl, who people aren't too familiar with, and like Lagoon Boy, I wasn't too familiar with either.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading a tiny bit of him in Sins of Youth, but he looked mainly like a blowfish the whole time. So I'm just like, who is this guy? I didn't explain his name or anything. So I'm kind of learned more characters throughout Young Justice than I did reading comics. I felt.
I remember watching Teen Titans a long time ago, and I see their version of Aqualad, and then Young Justice's version of Aqualad. I'm like,
how? Yeah, and then they changed up the story just a little bit. Instead of Garth coming to join the team and everything, it was Calderon who joined it. But that left Garth to go on and become Tempest, which I thought was kind of cool, how they're kind of leading it to kind of the future age of the teens in the DC comic era. Like also having Speedy turn into Arsenal or Red Arrow or that whole thing, with instead of having it one person, spoiler, 2 different people, cloning. They actually got cloning down basically in this show.
Much. It was interesting seeing Roy take it. He's like, really, what the crap?
It's like, so you've been living my life my entire time I've been
past
frozen?
7 years.
Yeah, no arm, frozen like a popsicle. You've been living my life, and it's like, well, I've been trying to find you, and I've been regretting living your life. So it's kind of like, it's one thing I've noticed when it comes to more DC than Marvel. Marvel is more action-packed, and day is done. We saved the day. Good job, guys. Where DC is a bit more emotional and a little bit more psychological with their story.
The job is never really done. They're all psychologically imbalanced, pretty much.
Like Calder at the end of the battle, and towards the end with the light and everything, he's like looking at the downside of everything, and it took Nightwing to jump in and say, "Are you kidding me? We put the light into the, in the open. We've got all their information out. This is a win, Calder. Enjoy it." And so it's like, well, maybe it should teach people to, look more towards the bright side than look towards the dark. So that's why I like DC so much, is because it's more than just fight, action, let's win.
But it's funny how people see DC Comics as a darker version of Marvel. When if you look at it, all the most of the DC comic characters refuse to kill, while you got Marvel characters just out and killing, and they're all of a sudden the light-hearted characters.
Yeah, you do have that type of thing there, but then again, in the newer DC movies, it kind of seems like there's a little bit more killing going on in there. Not spoiling anything major, but it's, I kind of see where you're going with that, but I don't know. I don't know what to add to that.
For some difference between Young Justice and like what people have seen so far is Garfield.
Yeah.
He doesn't get his abilities from a monkey.
Yeah, in the original comics,
monkey.
Beast Boy, if you're not too familiar with his original name, Garfield Logan. Yeah, it was
You actually meet him earlier in the series without his powers.
And then in season 2, you see first episode, Beast Boy, Garfield Logan. What? Huh? How did this happen?
He's a freaking monkey. But what happened was he got injured during one of the Young Justice's missions, and in order to save him, Miss Martian basically adapted her blood to his type, and because of that, his eyes turned green, and that's the last you saw of him.
Yeah, and then I think you saw a little bit of him with his mother at the end of their ranch, and there was that pet monkey he had or whatever.
Yeah, that's why you see his eyes are green.
Yeah, I think there was like, I think he like, for some reason I feel like I saw a bit of him like getting nibbled on the shoulder or something like that by the monkey. Could have been his DNA going in there, mixing with Martians and something like that.
He's got the green skin because of her.
Yeah, that's where it mainly came from, and then instead of in the original comics, a green monkey that's very scarce in the African jungle that just gives him powers.
Because the research his parents are doing on him, like I like this version better. It gives him a reason to have the morphing abilities,
and it gives him like more connectivity with him and Miss Martian, his brother and sister.
Which they basically do.
So that was a nice little thing too. Him calling her Big Sis all the time.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little interesting take on it, and Beast Boy, you don't see him for very much, but he's one of your favorites.
Yeah, he is one of my favorites. He's adorable.
I can tell. Like when Impulse came back from the future and everything, and he's just like, okay, I want answers. When do I get my own TV show? When do I become leader of the Justice League? Which in the comics, he did have his own TV show, actually, I think. So I think it's funny how they're
he went out to Los Angeles for a little while.
And joined the Teen Titans back after that, calling himself Changeling or something along those lines. And as a Young Justice fan, also a Teen Titans fan, I remember one of the coolest things I saw was after Young Justice ended in the comics, they had Teen Titans bring all the characters like Superboy, Wonder Girl, and Robin and Impulse, brought them over to Cyborg and Starfire, and to restart the Teen Titans team after Donna Troy, Wonder Girl, first Younger Girl, got killed. And so I really enjoyed that, and especially Robin's kind of attitude with like how he kind of lied to Starfire about something, and Superboy and Wonder Girl are like, what, you lied to Stargirl? And he goes,
I lied to Batman.
Yes. That was like, oh my god, the best scene I saw of like Tim Drake in there.
Speaking of Teen Titans and Justice League, the new movie that came out, Teen Titans versus the Justice League.
Yeah.
And it's basically them trying to put the Teen Titans we're used to together. And
just with a little twist on it with Damian Wayne instead of Tim
Damian
Drake.
Wayne. And the thing is, in the Teen Titans we're used to from kids, Starfire is this happy-go-lucky, doesn't really understand anything. In this one, she's one of the older members and the leader of the Teen Titans. Raven is younger than her. Beast Boy is younger than her. The only one that's relatively her age is Cyborg, but you don't see him. He's not part of the team. You've got Blue Beetle instead.
Yeah, you got just Cyborg's off with the Justice League.
You got Blue Beetle. You got Garfield's Beast Boy. You've got Raven, who's back.
Okay.
And the thing is, they don't know anything about her. So they haven't been friends. And then you got Starfire, and then you've got Damian Wayne, who comes in as Robin.
Which I thought was interesting, because in the comics, he was only in the Teen Titans for like 2 days, I think. That was my only nitpick about it, but it looks like it's going to be a really good movie. You've already seen it, you said.
Oh, yeah, I
need to see it. So how about you check it out during our commercial break? We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to Media Maniaxe. I'm Russell Courier.
And I'm Hesha Point. Hi, guys.
Hey, we're Media Maniaxe. We review everything, and we're
just crazy enough to do it.
Yes, we are. And now we're going to be reviewing a little bit of the CW TV shows that we watch, like Flash.
Flash, of course.
She came prepared. And then a little bit on Arrow. She's not a little caught up with Arrow.
I'm behind by one episode. You miss one episode and you miss everything.
That's where I take my Thursdays to just binge watch everything with my mom. My mom likes watching Arrow because of Felicity. Yeah, she's in love with her and thinks just her character is just awesome and watches that mainly. And I'm the guy sitting next to her like, DC comic references, come on. Just where are they? There's one there. And I'm telling my mother and she's like, shut up, I'm here to watch Felicity, not Arrow.
Yeah, my mom was never really into any of that comic book stuff. She was more of the say yes to the dress kind of lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we never really got along with that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm lucky with my mom with being able to watch Flash and DC. She watches Legends of Tomorrow as well, but she really likes that, and I like it as a Doctor Who fan seeing Rory in there.
Yeah.
So
it's like, Rory, you finally mastered your own version of time travel.
And it takes you something bigger than the TARDIS, but about the same size on the inside.
And more awesome.
And he dressed up like he's in the Old West, too. And he carries around a 6-shooter that, well, actually the Doctor might not agree with the 6-shooter, but we'll just stop it. Yeah, it's his own thing. He's on his own thing. But one thing I wanted to talk about with you is the crossover, the first ever between-network crossover of DC comic characters. Supergirl and
The Flash.
It was one of the coolest things ever.
And the best part about it was it wasn't just a crossover between, like, between TV shows, between series and the
and Earths. It's like
Earths, yeah.
So it didn't really match up with the Flash show.
No, it didn't, because when you watch the episode of the Flash before that and you watch the one after that, it doesn't make sense at all because he doesn't have that ability yet.
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing that in like next week's episode, like tomorrow's episode. They're going to do like a little hint at that because he looks like he's wearing the apparatus thing that the Thawne was wearing to try and go back home.
Yeah, but the funny thing was that during the episode, he's trying to explain the parallel universes to all the people from Supergirl's universe, and he's like, one of the guys is like, "Oh, it's universe where we're all evil." He's like, "Been there, it sucks."
Yeah, Earth
like,
too.
How many universes have you been to?
Well, yeah, and I've looked online of like all the different Earths and everything.
Me too.
Oh god, I was trying to explain some of it to my mom because she doesn't get any of it.
Yeah.
That's why she doesn't watch Flash. It just just pours right out of her head. And it's like, okay, Earth Prime is here. That's about the first thing you'll know. Earth 1, basic DC universe. Earth 0 is the new 52, I hear. And then Earth 2, Jay Garrick and Alan Scott, Justice Society members, and then so on and so forth. Crime Syndicate on Earth 3, and I don't know how many Earths there are. There's like an infinite Earths, isn't it?
So far, I think they've come to like 87 of them.
87.
I looked through all the ones, but the thing is, a lot of them they don't have any information on.
Oh, so they're leaving it open for next writers or something.
But they've numbered it like. There's a qualification 52, like, and all these down there. But any ones that are open, they just have question marks. Like they've been there, they know about it, but the one before that, they have no idea. It's like, how do you skip over a universe when you've gone in order the entire time before that?
Maybe they had a bad feeling about it, and it's just, Earth number 13. Let's not go there. It's bad. That's an unlucky number. Click.
The one where Batman's a freaking vampire.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that.
How ironic can you get? He's a freaking vampire.
And isn't like the Joker a vampire hunter or something like that?
I think so. I wasn't really with the Joker in there. I wasn't looking at that one.
Yeah, I think I remember reading a little bit of that. I remember reading the sequel in the series where Batman comes back to life as this vampire or something like that. But I'd never read the first part where he actually became a vampire and how that transpired. Yeah. In the second book, I think the Joker was dead, and I think Alfred was trying to stop Bruce or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was along those lines. But back to the Supergirl episode. So in the Supergirl's world, we realized there's no such thing as the Flash or any of the other characters.
Yeah, Arrow isn't there. Basically, anything related to Flash or Arrow doesn't exist.
Basically, any of the vigilantes that have no powers are all on this Earth that they're on, but all the people in the Superman world are on this other Earth.
Well, the Flash series is basically more like mutations from the
particle accelerator.
Yeah. And the Arrow is just people who are relatively normal. just gone a little bit nuts.
Well, had some harsh times in their lives and need to cope with it in some way or another. So.
Yeah, but with Supergirl, it's basically all aliens.
True. And some people who worked for Cat Grant's station didn't much care for working with her, like Livewire and Silver Banshee, who I thought that was kind of a cool...
They teamed up for this episode.
Yeah. And
Silver Banshee sets Livewire free.
And then you had the fight between Flash and Supergirl and Livewire and Silver Banshee. And I just love how they're going about it, fighting back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's just like Flash knew, it's like, we're outmatched, let's get out of here. It's just he knew when they were done. They knew, instead of just fighting through it.
And it's so interesting to see how he's mentoring her.
Because he's been at it longer than she has for a little bit, I would say. 2 seasons. So. This is still season 1 of Supergirl.
The thing is, she's got like her personality, like I'm invulnerable because I'm superpowered and everything, and he's just like, no, you're not.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying there.
She's more like the gung-ho type person, like, let's go. Do you have a plan? Nope, but let's do it anyway.
Yeah, where Flash is like meticulous and likes to keep it on the drawing board and think of every little step before you make one. Where Supergirl's just like, okay, I'm gonna fly over there, punch someone, and let's hope it'll end well. It's like, I think they learned a little bit from each other throughout that episode, which I really enjoyed it. And also, I love the fourth wall breaks that they had in the show. Like when Cat Grant says, why are all of you standing there? It looks like a CW TV show. And I was just like, oh my God, are we on Earth Prime? It was awesome. And how she automatically knew that Barry was the Flash and was calling him the Blur.
Yeah, I was like, really? You're gonna do that now?
But I was just like, oh my God, it's a giant Smallville reference. The people who got this all running on CW, well, Warner Brothers before it became CW. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of an interesting nod towards Tom Welling's take on Superman and everything. So it's just, I think they're learning a little bit from Deadpool, even though it's out of the universe, or fourth wall breaks and more jokes.
Yeah. So. And the thing is, I like the underlying effect through the whole episode. She was basically using Barry as kind of the lighthouse effect. Yeah,
trying to get Jimmy a little jealous. Yeah, that was kind of... And she wasn't even thinking it was happening. She was kind of oblivious to it, but then as Kat said something to her, she was
lighthouse
just like...
effect, keep it up.
is it really working? She's like, yeah. And I love how this thing started out with Cat Grant, Supergirl, and the cupcakes or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you're going to have to take your chance and take one or something like that.
My cupcakes.
Yeah, that. I was just like, okay, well, you're just giving her the initiative, just take one, and then you're like, nope.
I mean, if they're your cupcakes, you really don't want to give them to someone who needs to eat like 10,000 calories a day. Just like Barry does.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love how they did that whole thing of like, I have to keep up 10,000 calories a day. And she's
found the right girl.
It's like, what was it? She said, you like pizza or something?
Donuts.
Like? Donuts. That's like, who doesn't like donuts? That was awesome.
Want to go? Yeah.
And I think, if they didn't have the whole chemistry between Supergirl and Jimmy, and if they could do the alternate reality thing a lot more, I could see Barry.
They said they might. They might.
I could just see, though, Supergirl and the Flash kind of growing a romance there, just a little bit.
They're just so perfectly set for each other. It was so cute.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect. So, anyway.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, this is the end of our show for Media Maniaxe. Well, this is the end of our segment on CW shows and everything, DC. So, join us when we come back after this. Don't go away. Welcome back to Media Maniaxe. I'm Russell Courier.
And I'm Jamie Hughes.
We review everything, and
we are crazy enough just to do it.
Yes, we are. We're just crazy.
I'm back from assignment. I know.
Your assignment should be in the popcorn bucket.
Oh, should I grab it out? Or?
Grab one, and I'll grab the other.
I had popcorn yesterday. A lot of popcorn. There you go. You can have that one. This is Superman.
And Batman.
Oh, okay,
Robin.
cool.
My own collection.
Where'd you get these at?
Either the comic book store in Lake Orion or...
Okay. Are these like valuable?
No, actually. This one, they're like price values on the front. I think that one was free.
Oh, that's
This
cool.
one was $3.
It's kind of cool. I mean, you sent me off to one of these little films that I never would have like watched before, and you know, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of liked it, but then I don't know if I you know what it is I think it's so sometimes anticlimactic. We should probably say the movie I went and saw, Superman versus
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Right, where they kind of get in a fight, and you and I have made a joke about it, but it makes sense now why what happened. Okay, now like I said, I had some questions to ask you that you know, I kind of sat there. Maybe I'm not saying I was on the Clueless bus or anything like that, but it's like that big villain at the end, that big old monster thing.
Doomsday.
Yeah, and he's created out of
Zod and blood from Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay. So now, Lex Luthor, going back, I mean, we can talk about this. It's not really a spoiler. What makes Lex Luthor so bad? Why is he so upset? Why is he a bad guy?
He wants total control and thinks that one person who has more control over everything else, like Superman, should be taken out because he thinks there's one flip of something that could turn him across the entire planet.
Because part of the movie, I was like going, well, you know, I'm kind of on Lex Luthor's side on this one. I really wasn't, but I was in regards to the fact that I thought about it in more of like a humanistic type standpoint, that if like some super guy came flying out of the sky, I'd be a little bit nervous about it myself. I mean, you know, I'm hoping that he's a good guy.
So that's where actions speak louder than words. So that's what I think. Whereas Superman has done so much in this world, yet some stuff was taken out of context, like the beginning of the movie.
Like I was originally a Superman fan, after seeing Man of Steel. But then I became more of a Batman fan because Batman to me seemed like he's like your working man's hero, He's like the guy that works to be who he is.
Yeah, that's. I think that's why he got top bill, is because he got.
Well, Ben Affleck too. I mean,
he is Batman. I'm just gonna put it out there. He is forever and will always be Batman.
I'll have to say that too. I mean, I originally thought. I mean, going back to a different type of genre, but Michael Keaton did a good job as well.
He did too. Yes.
But I mean, I would have to say this is Ben Affleck's. Like Robert Downey Jr. is
redemption.
Is Ben Affleck's. You know. You don't think, like, every time you used to see Ben Affleck in a film, you'd want to know, well, where's Matt Damon? You know, whatever. You don't even. It's
Good Will Hunting again.
It's a total separation. I mean, Matt Damon is a separate actor. Ben Affleck is in this film. I mean, now that I came in here and I was telling you I was like really kind of disappointed. I think the only thing that really kind of disappointed me is that, and it's like anything else, it got blown up so big that it really didn't deliver itself. It could have just been, this movie didn't have to debut at midnight, okay?
Yeah, well, I saw places where it was debuting at 7 o'clock the day before.
My son and his cousin, they went at midnight, okay?
Yeah.
And I would have been probably a little disappointed if I'd have caught the movie on the overnight, probably. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good movie. It's an okay movie. It's a movie you can watch on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you want. You can go see it at the theater, and you probably, it's an okay film.
As a comic book fan myself,
yes,
I was a tad bit disappointed with this movie.
What was your disappointment? Because I want to see.
It felt a little rushed at first, of course, throughout the whole movie.
I thought so too.
They had so much stuff crammed into a 2.5-hour movie, which, by the way, they're going to be putting out a 3-hour or so version on DVD, and it's going to be rated R because there's more Batman violence.
Okay, so you're right. To me, as somebody that doesn't know this stuff, and you do, I felt like they were realizing they were running out of time or whatever, and they're like, oh God, we have to wrap this thing up and end it, and we're just going to blow everything up.
And they have to shoehorn in all the characters for the Justice League movie.
Right, and I mean, if you wanted to, you could have told a great story, maybe made it 2 movies.
That's what people have been saying, yeah.
And I mean, and as a layperson in the super genre movies, hero stuff, that's all I felt. I felt rushed. I felt very rushed. I had to get caught up. I really thought the development in the between Batman and Superman could have been a little bit more. I mean, it was like they were enemies through the whole movie, and then all of a sudden, in 5 seconds, somebody said a mom's name, and boom, they were friends.
Yeah, I know. People have been making the same joke over and over again.
It's like, what?
Just say Martha and you win.
Really? Martha Stewart. Boom, we're on. Oh, wrong one, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, that was one thing where I was just like, they keep setting up the whole Wayne's death, and then they add in, Thomas Wayne's last word, Martha, and they added the thing at the end just to connect it all, and it seemed forced.
Going into it, I mean, we kind of had a connection here in Michigan because of the fact that a lot of it was filmed and extras. Saw 2 prominent extras, and I know there's something else you want to talk about, how you knew a part that was shot locally. Saw the radio personality, TV2 personality, Jay Towers, as the, reporter. Now, this goes to somebody in my area, which you probably wouldn't recognize, but as an extra mayor of the city, our own Debbie Stabenow. She's a congresswoman here from the Michigan area. Okay. And, that's one thing I said, just being an extra in movies that, even your big time celebrities want to get involved when it comes local. Yeah,
I remember when I went to go see the movie at the Imagine in Rochester, there was a thing with Jay Towers just saying, enjoy the movie or something.
Well, he came on there because he was saying something about they had fundraisers. Did you go to
Yeah, it was
they played that before the one I saw yesterday.
Okay.
But
so I saw that, and also, as an extra, you're saying, I know there was a casting call out put out 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that. I think I just gotten a real job, my job.
They were just asking for military personnel and businessmen. That's what they were asking for.
Right.
And I thought, well, I don't fit either.
Well, they could make you into one.
They could.
Next time you hear one, you should do. I mean, really, it's one of those things. If you ever go do movie extra work, be prepared to wait a long day, but it's kind of fun at the end. But
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But as well as extras and everything, there's also, this movie is mostly filmed, not mostly, but a good part of it was filmed in Detroit and Pontiac area, as well as out here in Oxford. There's the scene where Batman's wearing the goggles and the leather jacket and everything.
When they break into the truck?
Yeah, that was all done in the gravel pits over across from the middle school in Oxford.
Really? They used that lake as a backdrop? There was like a little...
It was like they had a pit. They had like a whole pit they just had blocked off with tankers. I remember being there when they were setting up for the production, and I just saw people transporting back and forth.
Right, okay.
But then it wasn't until like one night I drove past with friends and I saw they had the big booming light shooting down into the pit.
Okay.
So that made me think, okay, it's not going to be a nighttime scene, it's going to be a daytime scene or something. And then we see the scene in the movie and I'm like, okay, that's it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now what about, this is actually going back to our film and not the extra part of it all. The lady, that's the new Wonder Woman?
Yeah, Gal Gadot as Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. Yeah, I really enjoyed her character, even though she was there for like 10 minutes.
Right. I mean, it was another thing I think they could have developed, which I'm sure they will in the future.
My friend said one thing. Why was she even in the movie? It was just one.
Now, what is this? Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we have time, but what is the story on Wonder Woman? What does it mean? What is it? I mean, where'd she come from?
Well, Themyscira, the island of the Amazons.
Okay, so that's how she got her powers?
Her powers come from her costume, for one.
Right.
Most of her powers, at least. She's actually made from clay, created by her mother and Zeus.
The god Zeus, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of ties with Greek mythology.
I'm the part in this thing that he has to explain to, like, if you don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the good chemistry we have here about this. See, no, really, I'm learning a lot, actually.
Yeah. And my dad didn't know much of it either. Him and I went to go see the movie last Saturday, and he enjoyed it. He loved it.
He did.
And me, I kind of had that bit of like disappointment, but still, I was so hyped up for a Justice League movie because you saw Flash in there, you saw Cyborg, Aquaman, and a picture of Wonder Woman from when she was in 1918, which is leading up to the Wonder Woman solo movie with her in World War I.
Okay, well, hopefully they won't rush that one.
I don't think they will. I think it was just Zack Snyder rushing everything.
Right.
So when you go from one director to another, it's going to be a little different, I assume. Right. So if I were
are you going to say it's still worth going to the film theater and seeing it there?
It's still worth going to take a look at it, yeah, but go in, just forget everyone else's reviews of it, because everyone's just like, I've heard it's bad, I've heard it's bad. The only review that matters is your own.
I saw it in the Imagine in Royal Oak, and I saw it, which I thought was kind of cool, on the IMAX, which is kind of cool.
I didn't see it on IMAX, I'm jealous. That must have been just
the sound system, I think, was great. I know we got to wrap it up. I know that was my assignment this month. Anyways, I'm sure you'll give me something else to do.
Yeah.
As always, it's great to have you part of our Media Maniacs.
It's always fun doing the show and having you on the show and come see the show with us. And don't forget, we'll
Leave an aisle seat available for you. We'll be back next month. See you.
All right. Join us next time.